Hello, 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 hello. Hello.
Hola, ¿qué tú pasa?
What going on? What going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome to another live streamed episode of A Different Day with Jah and
Crucian Gal Neci. I am here. I am excited. I am ready. We have 8 days for my burger season and then, my birthday.
nice, nice. Hey, I know it's gonna be a great birthday because we're looking out for her and the family always looking out.
Aww, thank
We got
you.
another great show for you on this Sunday. We have some local news, national news, the mother stunt of the week, and much more.
Ooh, ooh,
First, before we
mm,
get into the good news, Nisi, how was your week?
ooh.
You
I
don't
don't
know?
know. It was hot.
Uh-huh.
It was between the heat and this Sahara dust. It is out here causing havoc in the community. But you know what? I woke up this morning and I didn't have any bad news to report yesterday for Saturday. So I'm gonna take it as a win because we
Mm,
had a busy week. And so I'm gonna take the little wins when we get them. So I would say it was pretty good. Spending some quality time with family is always a great thing.
that's what's up.
And it's my favorite time of the year. It's better than Christmas in my opinion, but
Virgo
that's my
season.
my opinion.
Virgo season, huh? Well, we up next. The Libras up next. The Libras, I had to call us, whatever, yeah.
Y'all do lie.
All right, sure. Sometimes. I mean, when I feel like
I think it was officially Libra, and then because they tried to like mix it with like that, those silent letters that you change your pronunciation of that don't make no sense. It's one of those things.
for instance,
We're not gonna do that today.
oh, okay.
Okay, we're
All
not
right.
gonna do that today.
All right, all right. Well, for me, it was a busy day, a busy week. It was a
Yeah.
good week for same difference. I could say that we had a great episode earlier in the week with
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Oakland Benta, the
Mm-hmm.
independent gubernatorial candidate for the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yes.
It was dope. Listen, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch that. That was a very somebody called it aggressively informative. So go ahead and check it out.
That's a good standpoint.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I could
Yo,
I could co-author that.
hey, what going on, Marcus? I go ahead and share the live. We are live. We about to get started, so you're not late. You got plenty to get into today. We ain't gonna try to bog you down. We didn't get as much good news as we did last time. I think because we didn't promote it again, but we do have some good news, and we're gonna get into that right now.
Nice.
All right. So the first set of good news. First set of good news. St. Croix Central High School, both me and Nisi's alma mater. We are proud.
Caribs. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, shout out the Caribs. You don't know. We are proud to celebrate the academic excellence of the 2026 Adams. How do you pronounce? How to be killing me with these names right off the bat?
Let me
May
see. Who?
Maypath. How do you say that?
Mahipa? Trust me.
Somebody sound that out for me, man. Y'all be killing me.
Mahipa. It sounds like Mahipa. It's one of those things. It's one of those silent letter things we apologize in advance.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm gonna start getting the pronunciation from the jump. I had to look at it and pronounce it in my head, but then when I'm saying it, it's like that don't feel right.
We're not their parents, and we can't judge the names. We just got to get it right. We apologize.
We are proud to celebrate the academic excellence of the 2026 Adams Path Scholarship recipients. Congratulations to 13 outstanding Virgin Islands students who have been awarded $1,500 academic scholarships through Sterling Optical's Adams Path Scholarship Program. We're especially proud to celebrate Janaya Greenidge, St. Croix Central High School's class of 2026 valedictorian, who is among this year's exceptional honorees. Her dedication, academic achievement, and commitment to excellence have earned her this well-deserved recognition. We also want to recognize recipient Ace Poya, the son of a Carib business teacher, Miss Poya. Go Caribs.
Yes. And I know Ace, so congrats to Ace.
Congrats. Recipients were selected based on GPA, standardized test scores, extracurricular activities, community involvement, and personal essays that showcase their unique stories and aspirations. Our hats are off to each of you. We look forward to your new chapter. Facts. If you haven't heard of Blue Tarp Productions, you should go ahead and look them up. Blue Tarp Productions is a film production company. They've won several awards. They are based out of the Virgin Islands, especially St. Croix, if I'm not mistaken. You should go check them out. But they're doing big things, and we want to shout them out for the good news as well. Congratulations to Deshaun Bates. He has been nominated for the Best Supporting Actor at the Kitchen Waterloo International Film Festival. The Quiff. He's been Best Supporting Actor for his role in Bottled Love. I really would like for these things to be more, I want to know where I could watch these things. I want to watch all of the Blue Tarp Productions films because they are award-winning films, most of them. And I want to big up this man, big up Deshaun Bates. Congratulations, sir, on your nomination, and good luck.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Also, congratulations to Nadia Akoi, nominated for Best Actress at the Quiff for her role also in Bottled Love. I want to, I need to look into what Bottled Love is. Big up yourself, Nadia. She is a host, an event planner, and very good at everything that she does, apparently. Being nominated for Best Actress, that is huge. I want to congratulate her. I think her family has a couple businesses as well. So shout out one of the VI's very own. All right.
Nice. I like that for us. Congratulations.
That's dope. And big up Blue Tarp Productions. Look into the films that they've done. They've done a lot of short films, which, again, are award-winning. Yeah. Go Caribs as I come in. Don't hate Barra. We don't need that Barra hate so early in the show. I'll be all right. Good afternoon. What's going on, Kita? Big up yourself. Go ahead and share the live for us, please. Go ahead and share the live. We on the good news section. You ain't miss much. But we also want to shout out, according to the VI Consortium, the U.S. Virgin Islands Nike RBI 18U women's softball team returned home to St. Croix today as 2026 Nike RBI Softball World Series champions. Receiving a warm welcome at the Henry E. Rawson Airport from community members, supporters, and Department of Tourism representatives. As you see here, the USVI captured the title with a 3-1 victory over the Houston Astros Nike RBI team in Vero Beach, Florida, completing a championship run after reaching the semifinals in 2025. The team is led by head coach Elroy Hill, with coaches Brock Creek and Richard Clendenin. Big up ourselves. That's dope. Both of them had amazing performances. The films were amazing. Hey, Darren, can you tell us in the chat how we could watch those films? Bottled, not Bottom Love. Jesus, I'm going on like that QVC lady.
Take your time.
Tell us how we could watch Bottled Love and the other short films. All right, we want to check it out, and we want to let people know about it as well.
I just catch on to your joke about the QVC lady, man.
Yeah. Hey, there was a QVC and nothing but some freaks was it. But yeah.
That was hilarious.
Neci had also sent in, she had seen something from a young man in our community. He is a whiz with an instrument that a lot of people may not be good at the flute. He's killing it. Me talking about a recorder that they give you to teach you in school, a flute, and he's doing it big with none other than much beloved Stanley and the 10 Sleepless Nights. So I welcome you. I present to you CJ and the 10 Sleepless Nights. All right,
CJ.
shout out CJ right there doing his thing, performing live with the 10 Sleepless Nights. A dream for some, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you see that at? Where'd you get that from?
His mom posted it.
That's what's up. Hey, love to see the kids express their talents and creativity. Did you notice the in and out of the camera too, going along with the music? Yeah, we love to see the kids express their talents and creativity. Imagine you just chilling, kicking it with a kid, and he pulls out a flute and starts going ham. So proud of this young man. Our culture has a future. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. We not only say the children are the future, we believe it here. All right. So shout out that young man and all of the others on all of your accomplishments. Do not forget that every week you could go ahead and submit your good news for the week. It does not have to be that you won an award. It can be that you're getting married, you're pregnant, about to have a baby. I don't know, if you're having a divorce party, go ahead and send it. We'll tell you congratulations if it's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and send us your information. It could be a promotion, raise, you started a business, whatever. Neci and I will shout you out live. Just go ahead and DM same difference. All right? All right. Moving on to the not so good news, the rest of the day. Let me see what else we got here. All right. Man. Okay, so 3 weeks.
The fact that you have to say okay already, are you done?
Yeah. I gotta get it out quick, man. 3 weeks ago, unfortunately, we had to bring the news to you about the brutal slaying of a police officer, a member of the executive branch, the lieutenant governor's security team, outside of his home while he was headed to work. The family had reached out when we were talking about it, and it was nothing but good stuff concerning that officer. It was terrible enough. However, since then, we've been informed that the house of Mr. Eustace Charles, rest in peace, has been burnt down 3 weeks after he was gunned down. Look at this. That's how crazy is that? Something very sinister is going on in the background. I don't even begin to imagine or could really think of what could possibly be happening, that a man, it's bad enough you did this to a member of the community, but it's still going on with worse. We want to say again, condolences to the family. Please, whoever is doing this stuff, just stop. Now you're just torturing the family. What did they do?
Yeah.
And I hope that VIPD and the FBI, because apparently the FBI is involved as well as of the last reporting, please go ahead and find whoever is torturing this man's family and committing these heinous crimes. That's all I have on that. Neci, what do you have to say?
My heart just aches for the family that has to deal with the aftermath of this. He hasn't even been his funeral hasn't even happened as yet, and to now think that you have something else on top of this that you have to deal with as well. I don't have the words to console them or condone them. My heart does go out to them. It's just a horrible thing to see, especially in our community where it's such an impactful thing.
whole situation sounds like something out of a movie. It really does.
It does.
The
And I
you know,
just see, Ja, that they're doing some type of peace rally thing next weekend, in Williamsville, which is where his home is located. Um, yeah.
uh, yes, please. The peace rally, yes, please, more of that. I think it's time for some action though. That's what I was about to say. This whole situation sounds like a movie. The only thing that I did not recognize that I would see in a movie is a real police response. That's what seems weird to me. In the movies, in the cop shows, in the series and stuff like that, when one of their own get taken out, them police come through that whole neighborhood, busting heads, kicking down doors, arrest, arrest, arrest. Now with this, what is happening? Like, it seems like nothing is happening. Obviously, I could be wrong, so don't quote me. But yes, this feels like a movie. But where's the police response that happen in the movies? Where's hearing about, oh, we gonna get you no matter where you are. We coming to where you are and we gonna take you down. You don't get to do it. Where's that? I don't want to speculate because I want to be respectful, but I hope whoever did it gets caught and prosecuted. Agreed, to the full extent of the law. Because it was bad enough what you did, but now you're going on with more. You're doing more, and he's gone already. You made sure of that.
Yeah, I haven't seen Gubby Gubby did a public press release as well as a commissioner. I was trying to look before we joined because I figured this was going to come up. I could have just been overlooking it at this, but I think that something like that should have warranted a more public response from our leaders. Not saying that our leaders haven't spoken or sent memos. I mean, more public words of condemnation of these type of behaviors, what's happening, and being of whatever assistance we can to kind of nip this in the butt kind of thing. I like you said, we only see these kind of things in movies. So when it happens in your community, your neighborhood, it's kind of like a shock and awe, of what you can and can't do, and it's just crazy to me.
It is, and like I said, the lack of response, it just makes it even more crazy. Couldn't be Gwinnett County Police. Oh nah, anything
Nah.
in Georgia, GSP, any of them, they come in for whoever know anything about it, whoever is about to be born that might know about it. They would have never let this happen. Never. GSP don't play that. I can only speculate. We know. I can only speculate, but I feel like the police may be demoralized and they're also vastly understaffed. I hear you, I really do hear you. However, again, my thing is they've taken out one of your own. Like, yes, I'm going off of movies. I don't know for sure, but I like Pana said, right? If this happened in Gwinnett County Police, I don't care if they would have been understaffed. Every piece of that staff would have been on this investigation, and a lot of them would have been at your door. I feel like this ain't street justice. I think they're using our climate of the island to cover up something a lot better. I agree. Because this man is literally, he was, rest in peace, literally a part of the current lieutenant governor's security team. And this is an election year. That it just keeps getting weirder and weirder. But again, condolences to the family. We hope that whoever is responsible is caught, arrested, prosecuted to the full extent of the law. This has to stop. Our community cannot be living in fear like this. All right. Off of that. In local news, everyone's favorite corrupt people, the Charlemagnes. Charlemagnes are asking for a seal on forthcoming motion to dismiss. So they're asking for a motion to dismiss their case, right? But they don't want that to be open to the public. All right, let's get into this story. Attorneys for Davidson and Sasha Charlemagne, the couple accused of mismanaging disaster recovery lumber under a multi-million-dollar federally funded contract. A lot of you may remember, because hell, it's been in a song and everything else. The whole lumber debacle, where lumber was purchased and it's been sitting, getting wet and being destroyed because it was supposed to be for hurricane relief to help rebuild, and where they had hired like a forklift driver for like six figures and all types of money laundering. Basically, that's what this is. They're asking a judge for permission to seal a lengthy motion to dismiss the case based on, quote, incurable government created violations of the Fifth and Sixth Amendments. Assistant U.S. Attorney Denise George did not object to their filing a 38-page motion to dismiss, but did object to their doing so under seal. According to the motion filed yesterday by the Charlemagne's attorneys Pamela Colon and David Catty, according to that filing, the Charlemagne's motion to dismiss will allege misconduct by the prosecution, quote, including the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development. Much of that motion will focus on accumulated media and social media reports about HUD's decision to suspend future grant funding to the Virgin Islands Housing Finance Authority last month. It sounds like something we all should know about, but okay. Quote, the extended page limit is necessary to provide this court with as full an understanding of the tidal wave of both national and local media reporting frenzy that includes information that this court specifically ordered excluded from trial, according to the attorneys. Colon and Catty argued that the Charlemagnes will be contributing to the very violations they complain of if they are not allowed to file the motion to dismiss under seal. Quote, worse, they will have provided a central location to obtain the media coverage that contains the information this court ruled inadmissible at trial, they wrote. Quote, a public filing of the motion will further enhance the damage done to the Charlemagnes. Damage done to the Charlemagne? Okay. By the conduct of the United States in violation of that court order. Davidson and Sasha Charlemagne were arrested in June 2024 and initially charged with crimes including government program fraud and wire fraud. Prosecutors later added charges related to allegedly falsified timesheets submitted by Sasha Charlemagne, on which she claimed to have been working 8-hour days to manage the wood piles. On some of these days, she wasn't in the Virgin Islands, prosecutors claimed. Former VIHFA executive Darren Richardson, who awarded the lumber management contract, who is also investigated and has been sentenced, I believe, was also arrested in June 2024. He was charged in part with soliciting $107,000 from Morris Anselmi, a principal of the company. A jury found him guilty of crimes including criminal conflict of interest in March 2025. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison in March. HUD referenced the cases in a July 20 letter to VIHFA's former Chief Disaster Recovery Officer, Dana Clendenin, and noted that Richardson's, quote, solicited a $107,000 bribe from Morris Anselmi, whose company, Island Services Group, subcontracted the lumber management work to the Charlemagnes. This is a quote, to add incompetence to the corruption, VIHFA's neglect then allowed that lumber to rot in the tropical sun, rendering the lumber unusable and a complete waste of taxpayer funds, according to the letter, which was signed by HUD Deputy Secretary Andrew Hughes. Ooh, all right, Neci, what do you think about that?
They have a right to appeal and request their appeal as part of the judicial process. I just want this case to hurry up and come and we have the outcome, because it's a drag on our taxpayers' money. Mm-hmm. And I think it just needs to just come to its fruition and be over with, because
it's been going on for too long.
Way too long. There are people who still have homes that are not repaired from that disaster that happened to us. And I want people to take into consideration that next week, this week coming next week, is our ninth anniversary of Maria. 2027 next year will be our 10th year since the hurricanes come. And people's homes are still not repaired. We're not even at a 50% completion rate.
There's still blue tarp.
So I just want this case to be, it's one of those things that are just, I don't say hindering us as a community. I also saw that they just approved for that school to be approved for demolition and rebuilding because it's condemned, but they have to move the wood from the school
Yeah, for sure.
before they can do it. So they can't even dispose of this wood because it's part of a federal investigation. So that's another cost, right? To pack all this wood up and move it someplace else for storing whenever they're ready to start the repairs of this school. Like, we're
Aren't they
supposed to,
paying monthly to just have the wood there that's already rotted? Aren't they paying for storage? Because that's not government land, right?
no, they were charging the federal government a monthly fee for storing the land on a public school that you manage. He was the director of maintenance for the Department of Education.
Yeah.
So he put the land on a public school and was charging a fee for a school that we don't pay a lease on. That is what the arrest documentation says. This is not what I think or hearsay or whatever. That is what was said. Is one of the reasons is that they were charging also for land as well as the forklift operator, timesheets and so forth for storage of the lumber that's not being stored in a place that, one, they're actually paying a fee to rent, and two, that he personally managed as his role under Department of Education's maintenance division. So
double dipping the real Williamson. Jesus. I really find it entertaining, all these appeals happening with federal cases. Like, we all don't know how thorough the feds are with investigation and prosecution. LOL. Yeah, it's one of those things where it just seems like, oh, I gotta try it. I might as well. Because the other option is just go straight to jail, do not collect $200. Because like the former OMB director, Miss O'Neill, she keep filing appeals, and it's like, girl, come on, like what even is the grounds at this point? You just keep doing it because you can. Go to sit down somewhere. But yeah, so that's what's going on with the Charlemagnes. They're back in the news, and they're back filing motions to dismiss. Oh, I should probably do this. Disclaimer: the views and opinions on this show do not necessarily reflect the views of the broadcaster. If you have any issues with the opinions that we portray on this show, please forward any complaints directly to me. Do not blame the broadcaster. Do not blame Neci. Bring complaints directly to me. Technically, we can be fired, but also technically we can't. So just bring it to me. Tell me, we'll talk about it, and then I will ignore it. All right. So there's that. All right. So on to the next issue. It's school in the USVI just reopened this week, and there are already issues. There were complaints. I know Miss Cleopatra Peter did a video. There were complaints about bad food, possibly moldy food being given out to students.
I didn't even see that.
You didn't see that?
No.
Yeah, she made a video, and of course it got out, and this is before the VI Consortium got the news about a freezer issue and possible moldy food, old food, possibly being served to children. And here is what the VI Consortium had to say about it after receiving an official statement. This is actually from VIDE, sorry. Virgin Islands Department of Education addresses warehouse freezer issue. The VIDE, out of an abundance of caution, is advising students, parents, and guardians, faculty, staff, and the general public of an issue affecting the School Food Authority warehouse freezer. The SFA warehouse freezer sustained damage following multiple power outages and subsequent electrical surges. These surges damaged critical components of the freezer system, rendering it temporarily inoperable. The department's contractor has been actively working to address the issue. However, replacement parts required to complete the repairs must be ordered from off-island. To ensure the continued availability and proper storage of food for school meal operations, the SFA has taken proactive measures to distribute food items deemed safe for consumption to school campuses equipped with fully operational freezer systems. All food items are being thoroughly inspected by SFA kitchen managers, and established food safety and health protocols are being strictly followed. No food item will be prepared, served, or provided for student consumption unless it has been determined to be safe and meets all applicable food safety standards. The health and safety of students remain the department's highest priority. The VIDE School Food Authority continues to closely monitor the situation and is working diligently to ensure the integrity, safety, and quality of all food provided through the school meals program. VIDE will continue to provide updates as necessary while repairs to the SFA warehouse freezer are completed. I'll just say this. I wish it would do things in advance. Stop trying to hide and sneak and all of that stuff and then come out after the news come out to make a statement. You knew before school opened that freezer wasn't working. You had to. If not, no temperature checks were done over the summer. None, zero. That makes sense. You are holding. It's bad enough nationally, right? Bunch of people on the toilet with diarrhea because of all these infections and all this stuff going around with food. So it's bad enough that's happening. But even with that going on, you don't think you're going to check the temperature on a freezer for school kids' food? And then after the video come out, after people done talking about it, after what? This was the second day of school? Now you're going to put this out hours after the video gone viral and all other stuff? People are talking about it. There's fear. You wouldn't want to head that off maybe? And now you're making big bucks, you know? Yeah, we has it. we talking about children.
Yes.
But yeah, Neci, what's your view?
They're full of.
Oh man, yeah. True. Because why? Like, why even do that? Why wait? Why? Anyway. I'm waiting for these comments. The comments look like they ain't coming in. I ain't gonna.
My other thing too, Jah, is like, at what point is there even like a checklist of the things that you have to do every year to get schools ready and to make sure it's being done? Every year, these things falling through the cracks consistently and consecutively. That we don't create some type of master checklist for all these schools to make sure that they're being thoroughly checked so we don't overlooking things. Mistakes happen. No knocking that. Absolutely. Humans are checking these things. Human error occurs. Great. Where is your master checklist to verify that these things are being done, are working in good condition, are serviced, are...
Yeah.
These things been problems, not this particular problem, but this is a big problem. You know, school meals are something you're providing. That's a critical component that has to be verified between health and everybody else. Like, it's I don't understand this. There's no cross-agency collaboration with Department of Health are coming to make sure these kitchens are up to code and verify that they do for restaurants before they can be open for consumption. As you said, they're feeding children, our children, the community's children, the children of the future.
Exactly.
No? Okay, cool.
it's bad enough that every year it seems like they're surprised when it's back to school day. Every year it seems there's something every single year. It's bad enough when it's like, oh, you didn't cut the grass, oh, we have rooms with no fans, or oh, there's mold here. But now you possibly have contaminated food. And it's like the second day of school. Come on, man. Darren says it's pride and ego. I'm wondering, can you? I mean, if I don't know, if you find out about this and you bring it to upper management's attention, can you be fired for that? I'm thinking no. Like, you just found out about something but then you certainly should be fired if the community finds out from another community member's video. I hate the way that they do things. I hate the way that they go about things, and like people in these high positions, and like, come on, man, where's the accountability? Where's the responsibility? Stop playing with people's children. I'll just leave it at that. Stop playing with people's children. All right. What's next? So the VI Port Authority and the airlines. Airlines warn VIPAs airport redevelopment could raise airline costs to $126 to between $126 to $156 per passenger by 2031 and reduce service. AAAC backs a phased plan under $400 million and says carriers are prepared to cover Sky City's $40 million breakup fee in full. Airline representatives are urging VI tourism and hospitality stakeholders to lobby against the Port Authority's current airport redevelopment plan, saying carriers are prepared to pay the $40 million breakup fee required for VIPA to walk away from the Sky City arrangement and instead pursue a phased development plan proposed by the Airlines Airport Affairs Committee. During a Monday night meeting, airline representatives argued that the proposed public-private partnership, here we go again with another public-private partnership, could dramatically increase the cost of serving the territory, potentially leading airlines to reduce flights or abandon routes. They promoted an alternative plan they say would cost less than $400 million for both airports, compared with a whopping estimated $1.2 billion for the Sky City P3 arrangement. The airlines have said we will cover the cost of this, said American Airlines executive Lauren Carr, referring to the $40 million breakup fee. Carr urged local stakeholders to lobby the politicians, the people in power, the people that have the ability to affect change, and let them know that this is a bad deal. The appeal comes as discussions between VIPA and the AAAC continue, with another meeting scheduled for Friday. VIPA's board is also expected to meet near the end of the month to consider implementation of a new aviation tariff framework. One of my least favorite words. All right. What do you think about that?
The Martin. That's why I did like a 1.2 minus 4, the Martin.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. When people say the government teaching, right? People be like getting mad when people assume that the government is thieving money. But we've told you stories in the past where it's like, remember when Senator Bolquist was proposing to upgrade the taxi people them? He was proposing to upgrade the taxi people them POS, right? And it was like 7 times higher than a deal they already had.
Mm-hmm.
It was what, like $500,000 or something like that. Like, why the numbers? When the government get involved, the numbers will be sky high. $1.2 billion compared to $400 million. That's almost 3 times. All right. And it's taxpayer money they're playing with. Listen, they would have done do it, you know. If it was all taxpayer money, they would have done do it. Is the airlines guy come in like, wait, hold up. When their money get involved, it's like, hold up, we want to play. Let's get this right.
And they play. You come to the fight with your firm hand, like, oh, like this is the deal and they're gonna take it. These people could shut away if they walk away. Like,
facts.
Who you gonna renegotiate with when they walk away? They ain't gonna be them. And if they renegotiate, you think that they gonna come with a higher cost that you gonna have to suck the salt for to incur just for us to get by with less flights and more costs? Like, listen.
And I am one of those people who really, because of past experiences, I hated Spirit. I did, right? But I also recognize that without Spirit, the airlines immediately use that as an excuse to raise their prices.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that are taking blows, especially now, are people in the territory who need to get off.
Mm-hmm.
They want to get off the island, and it's becoming increasingly hard. We need airport upgrades. They're coming with an idea. Why would we even be hell bent on doing 3 times more almost for what they can do now for less and cover both airports? Why would we want to take that deal? This is why people say the government thieving. Where you get an extra $600 million from?
600. You didn't say 1.2 billion. You said 1.2 million.
Billion.
Oh no! So you're talking about one extra 1.2 billion dollars.
So okay. So the airlines are proposing a $400 million deal, right?
Oh, 400 million. Okay. Mm-hmm.
400 million.
Okay.
The million that you heard, the 4 something, that was
No, I thought I heard you said 1,000, and that's my fault. I thought you said 1,000, not million, so you're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're offering 400 million. These men talking about 1.2 billion for a small island, 2 airports. Come on, guys. I come on. Let's just get the deal done that we can get done, get some flights, and especially St. Croix, we need it. And this is a big way to get businesses to St. Croix, is a better airport. Y'all be talking about tourism. This ain't part of that.
This is the belt still ain't walking. So what were you even talking about?
We need one. And then a festival coming and thing, like what we doing? Anyway, but elect number 66, Crucial Girl Neci for Senate. She gonna get it fixed. Vote 66. Hey, I don't give you a slogan. Look at that. Vote 66. She gonna get it fixed. All right. Let's talk about what else need to get fixed. GERS. Some people's least favorite 4-letter word. All right. WAPA. The next hated 4-letter word. SRMC, JFL, and WMA, Waste Management, owe jurors $72.4 million. Woo! Unpaid remittances affect loans and retirements. WAPA, SRMC, I don't even know who SRMC is. Do you know, Neci?
No.
JFL and WMA owe jurors about $72.4 million in employee and employer contributions and loan payments. Angel Dawson says the arrears are restricting member loans and retirements, while the system now faces a $112 million funding note shortfall. 4 semi-autonomous government entities owe the government employees retirement system approximately $72.4 million as of July 31st, 2026, including employee and employer contributions and loan payments that have not been remitted to the retirement system. The VI WAPA carries the largest balance at approximately $28.4 million, followed by Schneider Regional Medical Center. There it is. That's the SRMC
Okay.
at $26.9 million. Wang F. Louis Hospital at $14.2 million, and the VI Waste Management Authority at $2.7 million. Wow. Among the outstanding remittances are $337,528.30 in employee loan payments across the four entities. GERS Administrator Angel Dawson told the Committee on Budget Appropriations and Finance that the balances are owed, quote, regardless of what some of them had said as recently as this week and as recently as yesterday. Dawson said the retirement system would be in a considerably stronger financial position if those funds had been remitted and invested. Correct, Angel. Pay them people. They'll be better off. GERS is already contending with a $112 million shortfall in its funding note. Quote, GERS believes that we could do even better because that's almost $200 million that we would have had in addition to the $400 million that we have presently invested, Mr. Dawson said. Dawson said resolving the unpaid deductions and contributions will require a, quote, whole of government approach, particularly because the consequences extend directly to employees who are still working and those preparing to retire. Missing contributions can prevent employees from obtaining personal loans through GERS because those contributions serve as security for the loans. Quote, because if you're missing contributions, the contributions is the basis of the security for your loan. And of course, we need to get repaid, Mr. Dawson explained. The same problem occurs when loan repayments are deducted from an employee's paycheck but never reach GERS. Ain't that teething? That ain't teething?
That's the train shit at the hospital. That's the hospital. Lemon Hospital.
Yes. Yes. Hey, see that? See that Naima 66? You gonna get it fixed. I remember that. Don't encourage you. Good afternoon, man. How you doing? Neci for senator. You see how you spell it? That's exactly how he's gonna be on the campaign flyer. Might as well use her quote intensity for the right reasons. GERS still fixed? Fixed. Oh man. All right. Yeah, so that might but yeah, the same problems occur when loan repayments are deducted from an employee's paycheck but never reach GERS. We can't stress that line enough, you know. Because just think about that. What are they saying here? You're taking money from your employees and it doesn't get into the retirement system for those employees. Where did the money go? Employees preparing to retire face another consequence when their contributions are delinquent. Dawson said GERS contacts the responsible government entity and calculates the amount needed before processing the employee's retirement. Quote, we're going to tell them how much it is, and then we're going to wait for our check because the person doesn't get to retire if we don't get that payment, Mr. Dawson said. That process allows GERS to recover at least some of the broader debt employee by employee. Man, getting paid back employee by employee is crazy.
That's on the brink of collapse. That's
Yes.
unsustainable.
You really robbing Peter to pay Paul. Jamal said a slogan on point. He likes it. We're going to get Neci ready in 2 years. I try to tell her she ready now, really. But yeah. So Neci, what you gotta say about this GERS situation?
I like literally, like you said, like this is an unsustainable system that a lot of people are pouring into and are depending on. That's undependable. I don't see a foreseeable solution outside of actually being paid what is owed, because I'm actually doing it. Like I'm actually giving my deductions and showing me deducting, but my deducting ain't going nowhere. Like where does it? I go in an offshore account? They going to where are you going? And I can see that people are going to start contributing into the system. I don't know if that's possible that
And
you don't.
that's
I'm going to
something.
say if it's possible that you can't contribute. But they ain't getting my money. The scammers gonna scam, and this sounds scamish.
Correct. Remember when I said GERS was a scam? Something just ain't right.
It
It's
doesn't
it's
sound
evident.
right. It
It's
don't sound right. It don't feel right. It don't look right. It don't read right. Nothing.
listen. We should have known, We should have known that this would have been when the government started talking about getting into real estate and investing. You're never get any money, but you're gonna take mine and do something with it. That's like when your baby daddy say he gonna flip your taxes. Come on now. You broke now, but you gonna take this money and make more? Yeah, alright. Jah, you the campaign manager or what? I'm surprised that's even a question. Come on now. Who else? Who else is fit for that job? Who else rooting harder for 66? Come on. Be for real. Hey, just off topic real quick, right? Hey, I find it very funny how I ought to be campaigning for people that don't get paid. I could have used my page, my platform to root for a candidate that ain't paying me. I ought to be really going hard, going back and forth and all of this with people, and that's listen, I do not have a favorite politician. Me like none of them or us. So that's why, yes, I would root for 66 and I would be the campaign manager and I would use my page and platform and all of that for her. Other than that, I could kick rocks. I ain't going back and forth for nobody. So you could embarrass me when you get in. When money start disappearing, nigga say, Jah, look your boy. You think I gonna whack me? Nah. Nah, I ain't stupid. But yeah, I digress. But yeah, so GERS is looking like a scam.
Looking like?
Talking like, walking like, yeah, it's definitely a scam. That scam likely for sure. And I would like to know, somebody let me know, can you remove yourself from GERS or is it mandatory? Let us know in the comments. I would like to know because that just make it worse. So you hearing this news and they don't know where your money is, and then they go into these individual places that hold in millions and millions of dollars. You don't even know what they got the money for. Why I got my retirement money?
And hear me out, You give your WAPA my retirement money, but I don't get no free power.
Hey, your check?
So they double dipping? They get my retirement and my regular money when I have to pay the bill?
Man. And then WAPA talking about 11% increase. The Dark Knight talking about you want a 11% increase for some street lights. It's 2026 right now. It's a year of our Lord, 2026. This man want to increase what is already some of, if not the highest rates for electricity in the nation. He want to increase it by 11% because of street lights. It ain't best you put a gas light them up like it's 1868. It ain't best I light a candle and put it in the street lamp. Oh, you forgetting some of them campaigning for job. To me, that makes it worse. That makes it worse. So you're looking out for yourself, right? You looking out to to get hired, and you might not even be the best candidate. We don't have no time for that right now. The Virgin Islands is in dire straits. It's becoming harder and harder to find good news every week. Every week is just bam, 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 blows. Every time we find news is the VI taking blows. I don't think you can not contribute, but you can divest before reaching 10 years. But they ain't got no money to give if you leave the government. At least give the GERS employees their free power bank. You check? They ain't had enough for the people that not apply. Third to the fifth highest electricity rates in the entire world. Not the nation, Craig, in the world. Jesus Christ. Thanks for the fact check. Jesus Christ. And he want an 11% increase so they could put street lights that's supposed to be there already.
And are these solar lights or this is just regular lights we're replacing?
Man, listen, I don't know if they bioluminescent. I don't know what the hell he doing. I don't know what the Dark Knight that was. Anyway, I'm gonna piss me off for street lights in 2026, the man. So what were they just not planning to put? Was the street light situation never in the plans? I don't understand. Like, it's only now because they're asking for street lights. You're like, man, that don't be about 250. Like, what going on? Oh my god. Oh my god. Y'all gotta get in people out, man, because we could do better. All right, on to Darren's favorite segment of the week.
That's what is a skunt like for.
This week. Yeah, it is time for the MS of the week. And this week, the skunt of the week will go to anyone who thinks that those sailors deployed out in the middle of nowhere, they should stop complaining. This is a topic that's very near and dear to my heart because I am a veteran and I used to live on an aircraft carrier for 3 years out of my 4-year term. I lived on there while we were deployed and while we weren't. It was an aircraft carrier that is now decommissioned, the USS John F. Kennedy. Jack is back. I was stationed on there for my 4-year term, so I understand what these men are dealing with. But people are not, there are people who still feel like you signed up to be in the military, so you just take what you get. I don't like that because, yes, they signed up for the military. They didn't sign up for their lives to be spent like some random worthless coins. They didn't sign up to be used and abused and moved around on a chessboard like pawns. Have you ever been deployed for 9 months? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. When I was in the Navy, it probably still is. We deployed for 6 to 7 months at the most. We're going to just get into it. This is what's going on with it. So multiple USS Abraham Lincoln sailors have tried to go overboard amid extended deployment, families say. Their deployment has been extended twice. Not once, but twice, all right? That's the first thing y'all need to understand. They've been out to sea since November of last year.
Wow.
Sailors on the USS Abraham Lincoln reportedly dealing with poor conditions, weak morale, families say. The carrier is in the 9th month of an extended deployment, with military families reporting food shortages, moldy showers, and more. Sailors and Marines aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln are dealing with food shortages, moldy showers, and poor morale, according to military family members, concerned for their well-being. It's the second time this year that an aircraft carrier on an extended deployment has seen poor conditions. The poor situation on the Lincoln was reported this week by MS Now, citing conversations with a dozen family members of sailors and Marines on the ship, as well as recordings of meetings between family and Navy leadership. According to them, the crew on board the aircraft carrier is worn out for the length of time at sea and long shifts as the carrier continues to take part in the war with Iran. Meanwhile, they are dealing with food shortages, long lines for meals, broken toilets, and hygiene issues. For some context, this ship was first launched in the 80s. It is not a newfangled nuclear-powered ship with all types of amenities and stuff like that. That's number one. Number two, these ships are not made to be out to sea for past the 6 months. They're on a schedule. One goes out for a deployment. There's another one getting ready to relieve it after its time is done. This man has deployed up to 3 aircraft carriers at a time. One aircraft carrier has up to about 5,000 or more people on it. when you
So
deploy
he
a
has an
field,
average of 15,000 military
he's done
personnel
that at
out at
one
sea
point. Correct.
easily.
He's done that at one point. Correct. I think there's currently 2 now deployed. So think about that. And that is the aircraft carrier. When an aircraft carrier deploys, it doesn't deploy alone. It deploys with a battle group of multiple smaller ships.
Okay.
They are deployed in what's called a battle group. So the 5,000 we're talking about, that's just the carrier. It's an aircraft carrier group. The other smaller ships are faster. They're made to defend the aircraft carrier that can't move as fast. Should it be attacked, which an aircraft carrier, we don't know the last time an aircraft carrier was attacked, but that's why. The aircraft carrier is to offload aircrafts and send them to a destination to drop bombs. The other ones are for protection. All right?
Gotcha.
All right. So the reason why they're running low on food, this was a scheduled deployment. So they schedule in advance the amount of food. So think about how much food you need for 5,000 plus people for 6 months, right? If they extend it, because there's currently no mission, they don't know why they're out there, when they're coming back or whatever. When they extend it, there needs to be what's called an UNREP, an underway replenishment. That is when, like, the merchant marine ships or other ships contracted go out to that ship's location to refill their fuel, food, and other supplies. They do it while they're underway. It's called an underway replenishment, right? Now think about this. If you just decide you're not bringing those boys home, right? Another ship from God knows where needs to then pack up the supplies, get all those supplies and those men and women that are on board that contracted ship to do the underway replenishment with the aircraft carrier group. They need to get ready, get back on board, and then leave from the port they're in and head out to this top secret location where the battle group is. Ships do not move like a airplane. They don't travel the sea at 200 miles per hour. So it can take weeks. And then they don't know when they're coming back. So that's why this happens. All right, for context.
I appreciate that very much. It was helpful for me.
No problem, no problem. I hope it helped those in the comments as well. Tell some of the MS to move up. Some of them can't even be alone for one night. Have you ever experienced food shortages while deployed? Yes, I have.
Really?
I was deployed twice. One of those times, I was deployed, it was extended, but it was extended for like a month or so. We were deployed every so often, right? Ideally, you pull into a port once a month. Ideally. We hadn't pulled into port for going on 90 days.
Okay.
So all the food was getting used up, and while you're working, right, while you're deployed, there are no days off. That's what people don't understand.
Once the ship is out to sea.
There are no days off while you're out to sea. While you're deployed, you're usually on a 12-hour shift every single day until you pull into a port, and that's your break. These people have been out to sea for over 240 days. All right? Send Baron to Iran. His daddy don't even want to be over there.
Now I understand why military men act the way they do once they come ashore and they seem like hungry, but you know.
Yes, and the woman them know what's going on. the working girls, they know they had to do their cardio before they pull in, but they be excited because they're about to be rich. But yeah, people always have something to say until they are put in the same situation. We're really losing our humanity. These are humans we're talking about, not AI robots. They deserve to go home to their family, especially when living in those conditions. I agree. We forget that they have families back home waiting on them. Don't know what's going on because you can't call and text all the time like you want to. One sailor, there's a video of one sailor, he reported that he hadn't touched land in the year 2026. Think about what that does to a human. You're not a fish. All right. Roughly 5,000 sailors and Marines have been serving at sea aboard the Lincoln for 9 months. The carrier spent 208 continuous days at sea at the time of this reporting. After 200, they set a U.S. Navy record. Keep that in mind. So this is not normal. All right, more than any other carrier in the modern era, the ship started its deployment in late November, leaving San Diego and traveling through the Pacific. In January, the carrier and its supporting strike group arrived in the Middle East, part of a, quote, armada sent to the region as the Trump administration threatened Iran over violence towards protesters. When the war with Iran started on February 28th, the ship and its carrier air wing were part of the operation, with fighter jets hitting targets around Iran. The Lincoln has been a major part of the war, taking part in Operation Epic Fury. I call it Epstein Fury, because that's what it is about. The blockade of the Strait of Hormuz and the renewed fighting in the last month that the Pentagon has labeled overseas operations, quote. 2 other carriers have participated in combat operations in the region as part of the war. That's what I was telling you about 3 carriers being deployed at the same time. That's not normal. But one has departed while the other arrived weeks after the other 2. The Lincoln has spent most of the last 9 months on the water. Between a stop in Guam in December and a brief visit in Oman in June, the ship went 208 continuous days at sea. Family members also expressed concern over how these conditions and operational pace could affect performance and lead to accidents. Keep in mind, aircraft carriers have a flight deck. The flight deck is one of the most dangerous jobs in the world you can have, and their shifts are about 14 to 16 hours a day, every single day that we're flying. According to one of the military family members MS Now talked to, a Navy veteran himself, holes have been spotted on the carrier's flight deck from where? In a statement to MS Now, a 5th Fleet spokesperson denied reports of holes on the flight deck and said that the Lincoln remains fully capable of meeting all mission tasking, unquote. The military families that talked to MS Now also described shortages of basic toiletry supplies such as soap and toothpaste. Adding to the hygiene issues are broken toilets, mold in showers, and inoperable laundry facilities. This is not the first time issues were reported on the USS Abraham Lincoln during its deployment. In April, USA Today shared photos of food given to service members on the Lincoln and the USS Tripoli. They showed half-empty trays with small portions or with gray processed meat, which was also denied by Hegseth and the administration as false. The photos led some members of Congress to call for investigations into conditions of the ship. Keep in mind, all this is going on while they're petitioning for more money. The Office of the Chief of Naval Operations denied there were any shortages or that food was of poor quality. Both USS Abraham Lincoln and USS Tripoli have sufficient food on board to serve their crews with healthy options, the office wrote in a post on X April 17th. All right. If they think the Navy has a recruitment shortage issue, it only gonna get worse. Absolutely. I bet a lot of enlisted folks on the 3 super carriers who plan on re-enlisting will change plans. I damn sure would. This is one of the arguments that back why some people feel it helps give perspective to a president who has actually served in the military. Agreed. Instead of this out of touch narrative. At least a president that will listen to his staff. That would be great. And a Secretary of Defense that will not get rid of veterans for no reason other than being black or female. Boy. And because of the war, the Army has an ammunition, missiles, bomb, and drone shortage. Correct. And they're denying it. But it takes years to even build one of those interceptors. But here we are. I pray for our sailors and all. As a wife who was home while husband was doing this, I felt slighted when people say, oh, suck it up. Don't let me slap you. I was always strong and stayed busy, but how much stronger these folks gotta be? Who feels it knows. My husband did 159 days straight, and that was long enough. But those Abraham Lincoln sailors have already hit way more than 159. They're at over 240 days out to sea. You ever heard of cabin fever? That's what that is. When they talk about sailors trying to jump off the ship, it's because of cabin fever. Don't be surprised if Pete is the next person to get fired. I would be surprised if he does, honestly, because he's doing exactly what Trump wants, and he's saying exactly what he wants. That's the part that we're not like acknowledging. This is not just him. This is what the commander in chief wants, and he gonna do or say whatever it takes, whether it makes sense or not. So let's check out this video, right? Oh boy, I want to play this video first, and then we'll discuss.
All he's really told me is there's a time where he was only eating half a cup of rice and 2 tortillas.
That's the mother of a sailor on the USS Abraham Lincoln, one of the aircraft carriers that's been deployed to the war in Iran. It appears as though their deployment has been extended for a second time with no end in sight. I spoke to about a dozen or so family members of the 5,000 sailors and Marines who are on the Lincoln, and they told me about some horrific conditions on the ship. They said that their loved ones are telling them about moldy showers, a lack of hot water for weeks at a time, non-operational laundry facilities, toilets that aren't working, a lack of food, and that sometimes their loved ones are standing in line for 1 to 2 hours to get into the ship's store, and once they get there, they're lacking in basic hygiene supplies like toothpaste, soap, and deodorant. They also talked to me about the exhaustion that they're worried about their sailors and Marines facing. These guys are working 12 to 14-hour shifts. Many of them haven't had a day off in months, and the flight deck on an aircraft carrier is extremely dangerous. You have high-speed aircraft launching and landing on the flight deck, and they're worried that this exhaustion plus the low morale could lead to accidents that could potentially be deadly.
They want our support, and part of that support means we have to have the tools to do our job. That means the fuel, that means the food, right? That means the food, that means the toothpaste and the deodorant, that means all of it.
A spokesperson for Navy's Fifth Fleet says that he understands that this has been an extremely challenging deployment, but they have made chaplains and mental health teams available for the service members, along with fitness classes at the gym. He says that anything that has been broken has since been repaired, and that there have been a few issues with supply, but that's because of the geography of where the ship was located and also logistical concerns. But he says that the ship is able to meet any sort of mission tasking. The families that I spoke to said that they really want the conversations right now to be about the service members and not about the stockpiles of weapons and money. But most importantly, what they really want is for their loved ones to come home.
Like, you can push the military, you can push these people, but make sure that they have what they need. They can't just do these things for themselves. They're stuck. You've essentially stranded them out there. And you're like, well, deal with it.
And
Jesus.
that is precisely the feeling of cabin fever. Some may think because the ship is so big and there's so many people on there that you can't feel isolated. Have you ever been in a room and felt alone? And imagine, have you ever worked 7 days a week for months? You don't think you'd feel some type of way? You don't think that would weigh on you heavy and hurt your morale? Fitness classes? Ain't no way. Yeah. They're trying a thing. They're trying a thing, I guess. But the problem, my big problem with this administration is that you can't believe what they say. That'll be the biggest problem for me. I don't even know if that's true that they're doing the fitness classes and trying to help and aid these young sailors and keep their mental health in check. There was a point in time, like I said, I lived on the ship for 3 out of my 4 years. There was a time where my ship was going out to sea every other week for training, right? I loved it. I love being deployed. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I do remember, like I said, there was a time where we hadn't pulled into port for going on 90 days. And I remember the energy, like people where I worked, in the shop where I worked, everything was tense. Like people were ready to fight over sweeping. You know what I'm saying? Like You gotta think about those things. And a lot of these sailors are very young. The one sailor that tried to jump off board, I think he was 19, married. Think about that. Like, it might, okay, jumping off of something the size of a cruise ship, he had to have felt desperate. He had to have felt trapped. You waking up every day to the same gray walls. That's bulkhead for my Navy people. Oh yeah. This administration lies about everything. I don't know why anyone think there's a reason to believe any damn thing they say. I can't imagine why. Neci, any commentary on that video we just saw? You had a loss for words.
Wow.
Don't worry, there's more. All right, so here's the story behind the sailor that attempted to jump off board.
MS Now spoke to the wife of a sailor who jumped off the USS Lincoln last week. He was in the water for about an hour or so before he was rescued, and the wife, who was granted anonymity to describe sensitive mental health issues, says she was not contacted by Navy officials until 4 days later. But one of the last text messages she received from her husband read, "I think the boat is finally getting to me, and I really don't think I can keep up my peace act anymore. You were right about it all not being okay. We were supposed to leave 5th Fleet on July 15th, but then something had to come up, and my last hope of being home soon was gone. I'm really trying to not feel negative or hopeless, but between the Wi-Fi and not knowing when I will come home and not knowing what is happening back at home, it's really getting to me. I don't think I can do another deployment after this, and I don't even know if I can finish this deployment."
And they want people to enlist? Come on now.
I smell a draft coming.
Oh, that's another thing. But then it's like, draft for what though? Like,
Because
what
people are going to enlist. The enlistment is low. People aren't going to do it. These things that are happening are just making it, they're giving people more valid reasons why you don't want to sign up for the benefit isn't worth it. And so once they get to a certain point, that's the next phase. They're already kind of rolling it out to some degree. But this whole selective servicing came back up again where you have to auto-enroll for the 18 to whatever year olds to auto-enroll, and it's so that they can do it. We haven't had selective service in how long?
Yeah. But it's
Man.
like, but this quote unquote conflict, this war, whatever you want to call it, what are we even doing? How do you justify a draft or having people out to sea for something that we don't even know why we're there? When it ends, what's the plan? What's the mission? People were mad about 9/11, and this current administration promised no forever wars. Yet here we are, and we don't know why we're fighting. And then you're keeping people out away from their family for what? I've done a Tiger cruise, family cruise with the sailors on their ship for 4 hours. After 1.5 hours, I was like, okay, what else y'all do? Because I'm ready to go. And of course, I couldn't leave, but I was ready. I saw the small manholes. Yep, they're sliding down the hole like we firemen, the berthing, and them small beds on top of each other. Let me tell you something. I used to sleep so good in them little coffin racks. That's
Really?
What? Best sleep ever. Because think about it when you're on a cruise ship and that little rocking and stuff like that, and we pulled our curtains, it was super dark. I slept so good in there. Temperature was sweet.
Mrs. Lanier and seasick? No, I don't know what you mean.
So those family cruises, right? They call them Tiger cruises. The family members are the quote unquote tigers. My mother came on one with me, right?
Oh boy.
Tell me why she started roaming around. I had to walk. I left this woman down in the berthing, which is the place where they sleep, and they're separated. Obviously, they're not co-ed. And I'm at work. When I left, my mother was there. Then the E6 above me gonna ask me, "Have you seen your mother lately?" I said, "What?"
Lately, lately.
So come to find out, she just took off, went roaming on an aircraft carrier. And I had to go find her. And then they put out a message over the 1MC, which is the radio,
Intercom? Okay.
looking for her. You know how friggin' embarrassing that is?
But where was she?
She was in the hangar bay. So in the hangar bay, it got a bunch of helicopters and fighter jets and stuff just sitting. She did it on a chair cooling.
Was
That, long story short, that was the last time she came to visit me.
clearly.
Fitness classes, they need rest, not fitness classes. Well, I mean, some yoga, Pilates, something, some meditation or something. I don't know. But yeah, what else can you do, really? People think that it's like a cruise ship. It is not.
No.
You can't drink, you can't gamble, you can't do. There's no water slides. People like they have gyms, yes, provided that all the equipment is working. That's another thing. During Desert Storm, we worked 12 hours per day, 7 days a week. That ish gets to everyone after a while. Females that you wanted to beat the crap out of started looking attractive.
It's funny. I could see it, but it's funny.
Still laughing at the last part. Selective service is now automatic. Yep, that's what Neci was talking about. And the Strait of Hormuz still closed, and we know closer to an agreement. And Iran is literally taunting us.
They said that there will not be any agreements done with this administration. They're going to wait for the next one.
That's wild. And we ain't even halfway through this one. That's when I knew it was time to get the F out of there. I was so glad the war ended shortly thereafter. Good. You said you used to sleep so good, but what my veterans are finding is that the tall ones, the tall ones that have knees drawn up on 6 month plus deployments for years on not birthing now have back problems as a veteran. I for sure. It was good to be 5'11". Like I fit in there perfectly, so it's cool. But yeah, I feel sorry for them. Them 6 something, yeah. And yeah, that's one of the reasons why you can be too tall for the military also. LOL, your mom is Caribbean. Of course she roaming, sir. You don't go roaming on a floating city. They'll call man overboard. If they can't find you, they will say that they'll think you overboard. Now I'm embarrassed about our mother. You should be, because I sure the hell was. And then the dude that told me that I work with, I hated his guts. And he just enjoyed telling me.
So he found joy in revealing that to you. Yeah. Okay.
Smiling, my mother missing. Boy, I would punch you in this bitch. But yeah, it's not like a cruise ship, but the food was good that day for the Tiger Cruise, though. LOL. Yeah. The food will be good, certain days and whatnot. But that's another thing. These men out to sea for so long, I sure that food gone down.
They're just eating rice and gravy at this point. Beans, maybe.
At least she didn't make it to the engine room. Thank God. She did. Like, the hangar bay is a nice place to hang out. There's wind passing through and stuff like that. And then there's a huge hole so you can look out and watch the water passing and stuff. But let me know.
Was it like announced like you can't to stay here? This is where you're like these are.
Yeah, they were in groups. They wanted them tightly, monitored. I don't even know how the hell she got away from the rest of the group. But yeah. All right. Now, of course, with all this news, the administration ain't gonna do nothing but make it worse. Here's y'all president and secretary of war.
The Trump administration is dismissing concerns about the conditions on the USS Lincoln, even as the president confirms a new aircraft carrier is headed to the Middle East to relieve the approximately 5,000 sailors on that ship, which has been at sea for more than 240 straight days. As Navy families and lawmakers raise concerns about shortages of food and basic supplies and the deteriorating mental health of some of the sailors, the administration is accusing the media of misrepresenting the situation.
Completely misrepresented. Listen, we make sure that every ship, every crew, every captain has everything we can provide them at every single moment.
Family members of U.S. service members are concerned about the conditions on board the USS Lincoln.
Well, no, that ship is moving. No, they're not. That ship is moving right now, or very shortly, and it's being replaced with another very similar ship.
Has the deployment gone on too long? Are you worried
No. Not nearly long enough.
That silly man said not nearly enough. Why though? They're setting records for being out to sea so long. One person jumped overboard. Another one almost made it if somebody on watch didn't stop him. People are literally jumping off the boat just to get off.
You know that man like his accolades, good, bad, or indifferent. An award is an award. A win is a win in his book. An award is an award. That's what he to think of.
I don't know the last time we won anything because we're doing horribly. Like what? Why even lie about it? Just say, you know what? They've been out to sea holding it down. We thank you, this and that, and we got your relief coming. But no, he gonna lie. People are jumping overboard, bruh. Like the Titanic. What are you talking about?
But all Hexa does is lying. And we know that the commander-in-chief lies best of all. Like, use this man turning into like a redneck from the country with all the tattoos and stuff. It'll be like, what is going on with Hexa? He just be out there like you have to prove how macho he is to be the commander-in-chief.
And now he's doing the testosterone stuff, and he's just weird. None of his family going through so disrespectful saying that. And worse, coming from a 5-time draft dodger that never served. Trump is a Gemini, enough said. What's Hegseth?
Good question.
Somebody find out what Hegseth is. But yeah, that's wild, man. But yeah, that has been our MS of the week.
I really thought he was going to give it to the press secretary since she resigned.
No. I really was considering giving it to Haitians for Trump, but yeah, it was a toss up for me. She right to resign, especially if it is over him hiding in the cart and leaving her and other people as a target.
He's a Gemini too.
You see. Okay, hold up. Why do you think the press secretary should have been the skunt of the week?
Not the press secretary, because she resigned? Because he abandoned her on the aircraft carrier she found, and she put in her resignation. Before she was pure blonde and landed the free home of the brave, and now she realized she's disposable like the rest of us. So sad for her.
She got back to being a stay-at-home wife. Darren said Pete never served, but in charge of the military. He served. He served as an officer in the reserves of the National Guard. He has served. He just isn't good at it. I've had to learn so much OPSEC and military bearing as a spouse, and these people don't even have an ounce. Listen, from the time them people have put that top secret stuff in the signal chat, I mean, come on, what did we expect?
Twice that became public. Not that it happened more than twice. Twice that it became public.
They added a reporter to their top secret signal group chat. What does that tell you? And then the reporter is the one that tries to keep it hush hush. Think about that.
I'm so upset with the reporter to some degree, because I would have been the quietest person in that chat for months. I would have just been gathering stuff.
Look at how embarrassing. I'm with Neci. Yeah, I mean, he could have, but his integrity, man. So just loosen top secret stuff. I don't know. He might have been in jail. He'd have been in jail. I don't know. Be free. But yeah, that's where we at. Yeah, shaking my head. That's immediate firing, etc. And they did nothing. Hegseth should have been fired since then. To tell you the truth, when that got out,
he should have never been able to even been sworn in.
True. But
you know what? This is what the American people wanted. We already knew what was going to happen. Hence why we're unbothered living and being our best selves. Because we know what it's like to struggle and be less than and be undermined. They want this pure elitist type of government. You have it, and it is failing miserably.
Meritocracy, they call it.
It must not taste well, but you're used to having unseasoned food anyway.
Ooh, wait. Hey, Hey, DC selling shots.
It's annoying.
It is. They
It's
call
past
it
annoying, actually. I'm sorry. It's past annoying.
You know what I feel sorry for in the military though? Those people who worked their butts off their whole career, made it 20 something years, made it to the highest echelon. And then this man gonna get rid of these people or get rid of them because of their skin color or, you know, because their gender. After they put all this effort in and have served responsibly, respectfully, put into leadership positions, imagine you get promoted and then you find out you're fired. Disgrace. Just for us to be owned by a lesser power. A superpower took on a lesser power and we fighting to a standstill. That's like if King Xerxes from 300 had lost to Leonidas. But yeah.
It's my movie. I need to watch it again. I need to watch it tonight.
I watched that thing about 4 times already.
That's it?
I watched that like 4 times, yeah.
I've seen it way more than 4 times. That's my
I love it. You know who deserves come to the week? Chef Creole. See? Who now regrets voting for Trump because his immigration policies is making his restaurants close on. That's who. It was a toss-up, Darren. I was thinking either to do him and the Haitians for Trump or this, but considering how many more people are affected by what Trump and them is doing, I think it made more sense. But I did want to do that there. I should make a short video about him because
I don't even know who that is.
This man had, quote, 7 Haitian restaurants, Haitian immigrants working for him, all type of stuff, right? He voted for Trump. Trump put through his TPS program. The man ends up having to close 2 of those businesses because the Haitians in Miami are either hiding, they work for him, or something. Now he's losing money, might have to close down more of the businesses. The man is a millionaire now. Voted against him and his own people in a Haitian restaurant, right? That's a niche restaurant. You won't see that in the mall food court. You got 7 of them in one location, Miami. That's where all the Haitians in there. You're employing them. You gonna still vote against them? Against yourself?
Some people only see green. When people don't say they don't see color, some people only see green.
But if you see green, you messing with your own paper too now.
They don't see that.
You ain't lying now. Why would his cunty self even admit to that? They put him on the news. The man was on the news talking about it like we supposed to feel sorry. Yes, those leaders want to leave the military how they want, and he took that away. They are going to get their retirement, etc., but it doesn't feel good to sacrifice for decades, and now in an instant, you take it away from them. That's crazy. They stop people from being promoted. You know what I feel? You did it. You passed. You going up, and this man just said no. Because you're black? Because you're a female? Bro. We ain't no superpower anymore. The cheat code on how to defeat the U.S. military is out. That's a fact. I was just saying I need to rewatch 300. We are talking about it 2 days. We were talking about it 2 days ago at work. You know what I'm watching? I just put back on Underworld.
Really?
Yeah, I love that girl. Hey, y'all know I love my black women, but she look good in that leathers. That's also an awesome vampire series.
Underworld?
What? Underworld series? Amazing. Like, I like how they portray vampires and werewolves and the struggle between them. I like and Victor is a badass.
I give you that, he is.
Those Haitians cooking the food in Chef Creole was on TPS. Now they on unemployment. No, they're not there. No, he losing money. He's a dummy. One thing I have learned is to take a step back because this is a white on white people civil war of their souls. They're so scared of brown people that they forget that conservative MAGA is their true enemy. And then it'll be concerning to watch how MAGA went from we support the troops to, oh, let them eat cake. You know what I'm saying? Let's throw them to the wolves. Let them stay out there to hell with their families. It's good for the chef dumbass. That man have Chef Creole in the airport too. Yeah. Look at that.
Wow.
And everywhere in this economy is struggling, including the airports. Dumb.
You sound like the thing from the night at the museum. You have gum dumb.
Dumb. He is a dumb for sure though, for real. All right. So y'all like to talk about giving grace. We're going into our trending topics. Y'all be talking about giving grace, right? But at what point do we say you just a dumb? At what point do we say enough is enough about giving grace? We done with you. All right. So the next story. This woman raised $50K to get back on her feet. She gave it all to her baby daddy, who left them homeless. Now she's broke again after the GoFundMe money. She gave it to him. We talked about that, right? Here's the video. So, should we still give her grace? She bringing God into it, but I feel like, hey, God already blessed you, man. Like, you had your turn. What do you think? Check out this video.
Okay, y'all, I'm finna put my pride to the side and be honest.
Your girl is broke again.
Yep, after the GoFundMe hit $50,000, I was not ready to deal with the shame of being a single mom, so I took that man back.
But y'all already knew that part because I posted that video on it.
But what y'all didn't know is he manipulated me out of thousands of dollars before I was actually ready to let go.
But that's my fault. That's what you get when you disobey God.
Baby, he provided me a clean way out. I could have been healing in Cabo right now. But I decided to listen to lies again. And when I tell you I'm paying for it, oh, baby, I'm paying for it. And it's almost like the enemy want me to believe that was my last blessing. Like, my mind literally been tormented every single day. I've been having to cash down thoughts like God hates me, he's done with me, and he just doesn't love me anymore. And even though I made a foolish mistake, I feel like I am spiritually mature enough to know that God is literally never going to feel like that towards me. Because in the Bible it says he'll never leave or forsake me. I don't know. Comment down below what y'all think about. And like I said, I've been going through a lot just coupled with the fact that I took that big of an L.
But some nice lady paid for my food that was in front of me today. So I decided to pay it forward and actually give back to people that appreciate it. But first I had to pawn these shoes, and it's not wrong because I bought. And shout out to my girl Nisha because she was a listening ear when I needed it, okay? It ain't like I pawned it and went bought dope. I went bought some pieces to give away to the homeless. Because even though I don't really have much and money a little funny right now that negative energy is really out of my life, I want to start back doing the stuff that I actually like doing before I let it in. The stuff that I should have been doing when I've got the money. And when I tell you it feels so good to get out there and make some people smile today, baby, I don't care if I gotta do it. I'm finna make this a habit because I literally forgot how much I loved it. Anyways, I love y'all so much. Sincerely, DPS. We're not alone. If you know you're not alone, type it not alone in the comments because we are not alone.
Neci, at what point is it like, do you think, okay, if there is a God, right, do you think he ever looked down like, stop calling me? You remember when your children were young, mommy, don't call me no more. Call your father. Like, why are you bringing God's name into this here? I bless you. I gave you what you needed. Why are you talking about the enemy? Your baby daddy is the enemy. Stop calling God with your stupidity. Some info not even Batman could beat it out of me. It'll kill me too when they do stupidness. I won't make no video about this. I'm a content creator. I won't telling nobody. Them people who gave you the money, you know how vexed I would have been to see this video? There is no grace for Chef Creole. For me, they told y'all that Haitians was eating dogs. Exactly. And cats. God will never leave you or forsake you. Doesn't mean you haven't left him or forsake his advice by being dumb. This is why we need to love ourselves before looking for love externally. Sharks will always smell blood, and baby girl was wounded. Her disability is mental. It's not a physical ailment. It's not a physical injury. She dumb.
No.
Then somebody help her out. She gone and buy pizzas for other people. Yo, you are the needy.
You know, I am okay with second chances when the second chance is a continuation build of your first chance. Like, but to get 50K, give it all to your baby daddy who miraculously came back after you got the 50K, blow it all, left you again when the money was done and you asking about God. I think either one, you think we's kunumono, because either you have the money and you need more, or you really give this man this money. Either way, God, we all have to learn life lessons and hard lessons. And a baby doesn't deserve to struggle or to be living in conditions that they don't deserve. And I hope someone takes good care of that baby from her, because clearly she can't take care of herself or her mental health. And secondly, how she made that video, how it was all recorded, and how she even spoke. There's no sympathy in nothing she said. She just want more money. And I've long believed like GoFundMe's and other organizations, people could tell me I'm wrong or not, should not give people who are lesser than that raise such a large significant amount of money unlimited access to that money without some type of financial literacy or management. So I'm not saying that they manage the money for you, but you should be able to have to go through some type of like 6-week step program of understanding this type of money, what it means, how, you know, those type of things. Because to go from zero and asking to having so much that you no longer have to even monitor your account for, you could just swipe, that's a big difference. And I think that it should come with some type of literacy management for those type of things. I mean, I don't, you know what the Kiki Palmer says? I don't know that man. I've never seen him a day in my life. So sis, bless you. Bless you.
Hey, it's just like, why y'all keep saying God this and the enemy that, and sometimes the weapon formed against you is in your hand.
You are the weapon. It's not even in your hand. It's just you.
Yeah, you just dumb. So hey, y'all tell us. Tell us in the comments, right? Just type 1 or 2 in the chat. Is she just dumb, or she needs grace? She deserves grace. 1 for dumb, 2 for grace. Just put that in the chat real quick. When the words say no weapon formed against me shall prosper, she didn't listen. She is her weapon. Correct. She shooting herself in the foot. She did, like, you know what? That word manipulate. He manipulated me. I think that word is overused. Like, sometimes in manipulation, you just dumb. They will go with a dude that literally was on an IEP and say he manipulated. No, he is not a doctorate level guy. He's a street level dude. He did not manipulate you to take your car and drop you to work while he go with the car. That wasn't manipulation. You're just dumb.
Dumb in love?
Sure, we'll give it that.
Okay, you know, I'm trying to be a little open-minded.
You try and give us some grace. See?
Some grace without repeating the first behavior. Because I could give her grace and not give another penny.
That somebody gave her money that feels sorry for her. Of course, that's what GoFundMe is about. But you know, GoFundMe is to a point where I'm scared to even share somebody GoFundMe, because
me too, very much.
Like, so many people is scamming, and that's sad because I know there are actually people that be needing the help. But I'm to the point where I don't even know if I could share this thing, because there's a GoFundMe going around right now, right?
Okay.
For the innocent baby that was shot some weeks ago. I seen a GoFundMe, but I'm like, I don't know if I should share it. I don't know who is behind it. You know what I'm saying? The baby Richardson.
Oh, this baby here. Okay, understand. No problem. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he was shot, and I want to share it, but I'm like, man, when it comes to stuff like that, you never know who really needs the help or who really just scamming, and like, man, it's a sad state of affairs. I wish that GoFundMe did more research first. Like, I don't think just anybody should be able to use that. Anybody says too, I got a bean pie to sell you. I hear the bean pies are actually really good. I don't know, Camille, want to try. Yes, Neci, dumb in love is the right phrase.
Dumb in love. And you know what? We've all gotten some type of quality that made us act dumb. And we've done dumb things. And, you know, luckily for some of us, it's pre-social media generation where we just wouldn't be trending for the type of things we did. So we understand. However, a man leaves you with a newborn baby, you raise 50K, and all of a sudden he comes back and you think that he still loves you? Like, you don't think that he saw that you have 50K to spend? That's why he's back?
How did he know? He saw the GoFundMe or something and then disappear again and leaves you homeless, girl.
And then you want us to believe that you learned your lesson with him? You didn't even give him like 500, 5K just to see if maybe he really loved me, or he just here for...
I want to know what he promised her. What was he gonna do with the 50?
This promise her to be with him forever.
Yeah, so she bribed him. Still didn't work. I need a contract for 50K. We need to start talking contracts. Oh no, she thought she could get another 50K from GoFundMe with a new sad story. The sad story is that she dumb. I mean, that's the wheel bend story end. You dumb.
Very.
I was so enjoying the show, but having bad signal since dropping son off to school. We in the trees on a Sunday. So if I'm cut off, no, it's not personal. Show coming to a close. We coming to the end of it. I stopped sharing GoFundMe's got too many people scamming, and I ain't putting my credibility on the line. Just I feel. Listen, even when children missing, I don't know if to share it because the children will come on the post. I look like I lost. Your mother said you were.
And who is bitter about your mother?
Your mother was panicking online. I took her word for it. Tell Tata she. They really will get mad at you. You were and now since you come on the post, I want to know where you was. You were up on that man. Where were you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to get into none of that messy stuff. So it's like, man, I don't even know if to share that. But a child is missing.
Yes.
The level of scammery going on these days, I hate it. I want to know how Neci being dumb in love look like. LOL. Oh God.
I will tell you in one sentence, very much. I used to live at Cabo Island. It was a real place with a crystal clear beach that dolphins swim at every day, and the sun was red every morning, and I was hand-fed the freshest fruits from the freshest trees every day, and I never had a want or need for anything because the island was so amazing. If I only tilted my head slightly to see that there was a storm, it was never real. I could see all the creeks, but no, the beach, the birds sang, and it was serene.
What I need the correct spelling. You said Cabo Island?
Cabo Island.
Is that anything like Gullah Island? Because Gullah Island.
Gullah Island, they were struggling. I had no struggles in this island.
Elisa, you gave him all the money, girl. Stop. Exactly. He needs exactly 50K for what he doing. That's not suspicious.
Very. And I would never that stupid to give nobody 50K, much as 5K. I mean, but we've all done things in the name of good, And
I'm gonna just say this, man, to any woman that might be watching this right now. If you end up in a clip, listen. If you're there with a jail man, done it. Stop wasting your time. They got good men out here. And if you're there with a jail man and you ain't gonna break up with him, you need to be in there with him. You're dumb.
Because one thing they have is time to give you attention.
Exactly, and that's why I love. That's cool if you want to then girl who just want to text. Yeah, you're a jail man. You don't ever want to link, cool. But they got man out here in the real world that do not have a bedtime that will love you. But women's tuition is real, though.
I think women intuition is real. I don't think it's real when it only works if he's cheating.
You know what? And another thing, I agree that it's real. It doesn't work if you don't listen to it. That's the problem.
True too.
He said that baby daddy clearly laying some good pipe. He promised to flip it and make
50K worth. Like,
make more.
Listen, he need a Netflix documentary. He go market that.
I want to hear what he did, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did he say? I need to know for future purposes so I can use.
Look at you.
I can use that line. What did he say? LOL. He said on a Sunday, first son in college, he has his own car, and he still wants us to come and send him off again. Oh Lord. Sure. That's great though. Hey, be safe, be safe. All right. So one more trending topic video, but let's see what the polls say. Let me see what the polls say. What are the numbers?
It better be 100% one.
Hey, what are the results? Damn it. Oh, the results 100% one. Yeah. It's 100%.
Thank the Lord.
All right. So this is the last video, and then we're gonna do our final words. I want to see what y'all think. I think that, well, let's see what y'all say about this. So on TikTok, there's this TikToker. She's a stay-at-home wife, and her husband is an engineer. The husband wrote a note for their son for school.
Okay.
Listen to how this turned into an argument.
My husband and I got into a huge fight last night over the silliest thing ever. I made a TikTok post asking like if school lunch notes were silly, if kids hated them, if they loved them, whatever. Randomly, my 6-year-old was like, he's going to bed. He said, Mom, can you keep writing me notes? Can you make me a note for tomorrow? Because I really love it and it makes me so happy. And I was like, you didn't even see my video or know that I even made it. But yeah, of course, I'm going to. So anyway, I told my husband about it. He's like, well, I'm going to write him a note. Okay. So he wrote him a note earlier this week. And then he wrote him a note yesterday. Well, when I was writing my note, I looked over and I saw what his note said. And I was like, okay. We're still kind of like a little bit fighting about it. And background info, my husband's an engineer. Okay. So like his brain is just very engineer-y. Okay. So anyway, here's mine. I hope you're sailing through the day with like a little cute. Love it. Okay. Whatever. My husband's. Beck, I hope you're having an awesome day at school. Love, Dad. Then he says, it's a cube. He drew a cube. I said, why did you draw a cube? And then why did you write, it's a cube? He said, because that's cool. He's going to think it's so cool that there's a cube on his paper. And I was like, sure, but like the it's a cube thing, you know, he takes this to a teacher because he can't read to read what it says. And so, you know, the teacher's going to say, Beck, I hope you have an awesome day at school. Love, Dad. It's a cube. It's a cube. What? I was like, can you like make it like into like a cool character or like, right, like this is how you make a cube or, you know, I don't know, just like it's a cube. And that really sent us into a big old fight. That is how we ended our night last night, fighting about a dang school note. I know I probably hurt his feelings by saying that and like making his note feel like it wasn't good. And it is a good note. It's a great note. Just, it's a cube. I don't know. Either way, we worked it out. But I still was giggling. And I have yet to ask my son how he liked his cube that his dad made him. I'm gonna ask him later. So anyway, this is your sign to write your kids' school notes for their lunch boxes. Because they love them, apparently.
And then she posted it, right? So she was getting her ass tore up in them comments. But because she's an entitled scumbag, she made 2 more videos doubling down. Now, why? First of all, my big thing to be this, right? Why would you post a video trying to shame your spouse? If you love your spouse, why would you make a video like this? Y'all done been arguing over a note. Isn't that building enough resentment? Now you're going to put it online for people to comment and share their opinion on, and for people like us to talk about right now? Why would you do that? You have to hate that man. And then I didn't upload his picture. That man is stressed. Because in the 3rd video she made, the 3rd video about the note that she made, he looks just tired. I've heard enough. She's doing too much. Is it that serious? Let that man write what he want to write. Jeez, boring ass. He don't care his dad wrote a dang note. My head hurt. Don't matter what it said. It was for the son. Why you embarrassing that man and end up being the one we coming for? The thing is, a lot of people on TikTok were saying that her note feels performative. His note feels like it's something near and dear, and he know that his son would enjoy it. That's the difference. Because it seems like the mother is more concerned with what the teacher will think when she reads it to the child. I don't know why they be exposing private moments, and they do it all the time. Exactly. Yes, her husband hates living with her. His face,
Correct.
he was drained. I ain't gonna lie, husband and I are not both Crucians, so he got some things he does that I'd be like, huh, but I would never ever put him on Front Street. It ain't bad enough that they were arguing over this thing. Yeah, Neci, what you think?
I don't understand what's wrong. Her note sounds like a note that every mother writes to their child when they're going off to school. The dad seemed to clearly want to be involved and want to write notes too, which is great. Why are we nitpicking what the dad wrote to compare to what the mom wrote of like, who gives a flying kangaroo? Like, maybe they have their own language as why he put yes, it's a Q. I don't even understand yes, it's a Q have to do with engineering, because she didn't tie the relevancy together for me for me to understand anyway. But you know what? It's the entitlement in which she said that video says everything that I need to know about her, and her husband is tired. He's sick and tired and sick. Okay? And that's the kind of people that, you know, I ain't encouraging nobody for nothing. I'm just saying like that man don't want to come home in the afternoons. That he be working them long hours, even when they don't need anybody to work them long hours for them. That makes no sense. For a note.
So yeah, when fellas, when you hear she want to be a stay-at-home mom, just consider this. You need to be staying home and doing something, not on TikTok. Because if you got, like, Elise says she needs something else to do, her life boring. His engineering salary giving her too much time off.
Correct.
That's what like.
Yes. But I feel she's the kind that wants to be in charge of the PTA meetings or the homeowners associations.
Like, hell yeah. You know she in charge of the HOA in that neighborhood. You know it. And they hate her. But yeah, that's our last clip. We got some announcements we want to share with you real quick. All right, so don't drop off the live just yet. Listen. All right, so episode 1 of Sunday Bites with one of our favorite homies, Raspot's Catering. It just dropped. It's on our YouTube. The YouTube page is at VI_very_own. Don't worry, I'll tell you again. So our boy Raspot's Catering, he came through to my hotel and he actually made breakfast, which was New Zealand mussels in a lemon pepper sauce. So yeah, we had that for breakfast and we recorded it, and we plan to have more Sunday Bites episodes. The man loves to cook. That's his passion, and we're going to bring it to you. Also, next week, we will be recapping the entire 9-episode series, Sand, a USVI-based drama. It's soap opera-like. It's featuring people like Saida Carter. Jesse Clark is the main character, one of the main characters. Kevin Factor, who's on your screen, he is a producer as well as an actor on there. Here you go, our boy Jesse Clark, and a couple others. And the series is amazing. We want this thing to be funded. I love Stand. I've watched every single episode, and I love every single episode. My only problem is that the episodes are too short. We want this thing to be fully funded because right now it is funded and distributed specifically through them. They're self-funding and requesting for donations. We don't want this thing to go away. So we're going to try our best to bring it to you individually, episode by episode, every Tuesday night, starting this Tuesday. All right? So join us for the cast and the crew. They will be joining us. We'll be asking them questions as we stream the episode live for you. Go over, laugh with us, tune in next Tuesday, right? Also, like we said, we had Oakland Benta on. What was that, Wednesday or something? Tuesday. We had him on Tuesday. It was a great episode, very informative. We personally do not endorse any political candidate. Like I told you before, we try and keep it safe. We don't want to endorse nobody. We ain't looking for no jobs. We good. We just want for them to come on the platform, tell the people what they want to do, what they plan on doing when they get in, and inform our people, because this vote, especially this vote, is very important. All right, we gonna give you a little taste of that previous episode with Mr. Benta. But if you are running for USVI government, you can come on the show. We don't care who you are. We'll ask you genuine questions, great questions that the people want to know. We're taking questions from the community as well. We won't be fighting you and arguing and debating. It's just for you to explain your platform. But you have to know your platform and have your platform, because we will be going and digging deep. Trust me. But here's a clip of the last episode with Oakland Benta. Tell us what you think.
You want the truth to what's really happening in that?
Yes.
The truth is, the government of the Virgin Islands, like you and I, buy fuel to run an emission-emitted agency that runs 24 hours a day, like you fill your car at the gas pump, which is retail. The truth is this: there are 3 categories of fuel. There's retail, there's rack, and there's bulk. An emission-emitted agency, which WAPA is, 24 hours a day, running generators. What the VI government does not pay taxes on fuel, but we're buying fuel at retail, which includes taxes. Fuel at rack rate, because retail is what is $5, $6 a gallon. Fuel at rack rate, if you're buying fuel at rack rate, it's $2 and some 35 cents thereabout. If you're buying the fuel at bulk rate, it's $1.75, and you could be less a gallon. Why are we buying fuel at retail value? Or are we really buying it at retail? Question is. And here comes the other fraction to this. The broker that they use, and you've heard us having these different fights with different fuel agencies, Trafigura in Puerto Rico, we're fighting with them. They want to take over part of WAPA. And on and on and on with the fights of powers, these guys making money. The broker probably buying the fuel at $1.75, but the invoice to the government is at retail price. That means if it's $1.75 a gallon we're paying for the fuel, and through the broker, the rest of the money, where is that going? Am I making sense to you?
Yes.
That's what's happening. We're using the retail value side of it, so we're buying fuel, but really and truly our organization with the broker and the fueler and the number presented on a ticket. Nobody checks the broker to see what is really being this pretty much service to the broker. And we're going to change that as well. We're going to claw back. The term is claw back. We're going to claw back on some of these behaviors. And I can assure you, because I don't speak in the wind, a lot of what's happening here and what I'm saying here to you tonight are facts. That these days are at the end.
All right, so that was a great episode. Go back, check that out, watch the full episode. It was, as a follower said, a subscriber said, aggressively informative. There was some spicy, so a little bit of shade in there. It was very entertaining as well as informative. Check it out. And again, if you're running, DM us, let us know. All right, Neci, you got any final words?
I just want to say tomorrow is another beginning of the work week and another school week. Talk to Ayo, pick me them, but rather people pick me, but it's something Ayo buy.
Oh, man.
But besides that, have a safe and productive week. I hope that you do your best. And if you can't do your best, do what you can and leave the rest. Okay?
Hey, nice. Thank you for that. That was awesome. All right. So, that's it for me. I ain't got much to say. Just go ahead and follow us. Follow us on Instagram at Same Difference 2022. You can also follow us on TikTok at Same_Difference_pod. The YouTube has full episodes. You can watch all of our episodes in full. The YouTube is at VI_very_own. We do have a PayPal you can donate to if you want to donate to us to help us get better guests, better equipment, whatnot. Go ahead and DM us. We'll let you know what PayPal is. We'll send you a link. All right, but that's it for me. See you guys next week. We love you guys. Peace. We out.